So, the impossible has happened. An electrician with a broom. And a zebra broom at that. So before this video starts, I'm going to go ahead and apologize for the shaky camera work because, well, it's kind of a last minute, kind of do on the fly thing, so we'll see how it comes out. So all finished up with the electrical and just doing a little cleaning up here before I start bringing everything else in. I got to get my gear lockers in here, figure out how I'm going to sort everything else around. And but yeah, the impossible has happened. An electrician who everyone knows does not like to sweep. Got a broom. Whew, it's hot. So, this big cabinet. What I've been doing lately is I've actually been going to one of the damaged freight places in preparation for getting this building and just trying to find what kind of deals I could find. So, I was able to get these big cabinets here to use for gear lockers and stuff. But it's heavy. And you see, it's got casters under it. But this thing is heavy. It's about all I could do to get it in here by myself. But so that's not bad. I think I paid like maybe $100 for it. So way better than a Walmart cabinet. And then you see over here, I got over here, I got a little locker. I'll be able to hang stuff up in there like PFDs and maybe a dry suit. But yeah, so good place to look for deals. This one's got just a little dent right here. I guess that was enough for someone to turn it back into damaged freight. But for me, it worked out pretty good. And like with anything else, concessions have always got to be made. Can't give up my I've been bringing stuff in and starting to get things set up in here. Things are coming along pretty good. You can see I got the boats hung up in the ceiling there. I thought about storing them against the wall, but it just makes more sense to hang them for me because that opens up that wall for more stuff. So I'm trying to keep everything as much as possible in lockers and in cabinets and stuff like that. I mean, there's going to be some stuff, but pretty much when things don't end up in cabinets or something or on shelves or put away right, then at least for me, it ends up being a giant pile in the floor. So we're going to try to keep it that way. You know, this is like the family car camping. That was loud. The family car camping kind of locker, you know, big tents, things like that. Got my big gear locker, and as you can see, we're starting to sticker it up a little bit. Space on a Yukon hatch for everyone's stickers at a premium, so, you know, a lot of stickers that I just can't put on there, but you never know what to do with a sticker sometimes. You just feel bad about throwing it in a drawer. And try to at least display them somehow. Things are starting to shape it up. Still got good ways to go, but we will continue picking away at it. I got another one of the kayak little cutout racks like over here, back over there behind the wreck boats. Those are just my wife's boat and a spare boat for guests. Got that cut in there so the boats stay put up, and I did put a bungee cord around those just because they're a little iffy. They're so tall, but I mean they're stable now, but before they were a little on the iffy side. I mean they ain't going anywhere. So all right, we'll keep picking away at this thing. Okay, so we're pretty much done now. So I'm gonna walk in here and take a look at it. So everything is pretty much where it's gonna be. The gear locker, which you can take a look in there. Probably already seen it, but that might need a little adjustment. But so everything in the gear locker, you know, whitewater helmet, stuff like that. camping gear and hammocks, sleeping bags, down to the stuff that we don't really use much. One of the shelves, the shelf in the middle, that's Luke, my son, that's his camping gear for when he goes to scouts and with me. But so everything's nice and locked up in there now, or closed up in there. And so we got the whitewater boats lined up on the wall over here, and we have the wreck boats over there. You can see in the ceiling, there's the glorious Yukon, and then Luke's Carolina, 14 foot up there. We have the locker that has all the PFDs and dry tops, things like that. The dry suit's not in there just because it's kind of like the underquilts. I wanted to keep it a little more, how do you say, I guess out of the elements as much as I could, just so no critters or anything like that happened to it. It didn't, the seals don't drop it or anything like that. So fishing rods, we got just miscellaneous, these extra big filing cabinets work great. We've got parts for whitewater boats and whatnot, but these work excellent. It's like the legal size or whatever, I don't know what you call it, but they're huge, and they were dirt cheap, and they're perfect for what I needed. We've got this family vacation bin here, you know. It doesn't really have to do with anything else, but gets it out of the big shop. Again, we have another one of those filing cabinets down there. It's got all the fishing stuff in there. You got the crossbows just in case, you know, you need a Daryl Dixon on somebody. Mountain bikes, the paddle racks. Now, I decided to, trying to get the sun glare out of there. These hangers that are meant to hold like racks of shovels in your garden shed are actually perfect for the paddles. They're at Lowe's. They're like, I don't know, $8 a piece or something like that. But they're just like the ones they have at the store, you know. Only probably not as expensive because they don't actually say kayak. Anytime you see anything that says kayak, motorcycle, RV, boat, anything like that, means it's 10 times more expensive than what it actually should be. So we've got the my wife's wreck boat, my old wreck boat, which is now just a spare boat. Rack with all the different skirts, hang up, good place for them to be able to dry and stuff. The stands down here for putting the boats on. This boat is actually not mine. That one is Nolan's. It was mine. I bought it for all of like 2 hours and sold it to him. Luke's playboat, my Rockstar, the Brat, Luke's Remix 59, my Flying Squirrel 95, and would you look at that, 2 empty spots right there. And there's actually just one, because the other boat I've got to go pick up. Hopefully it fits there. It's a Katana, blue, not quite the same blue, but close enough. But and of course, I have the motorcycle in the middle. And yes, might as well be sponsored by Monster, even if it's unofficial. I mean, we do run on Monster around here, so. So if you can see up there, that's basically just bicycle hoist that are holding those up. And no, I don't ever clean my boats, so they're not very well anyhow. You can still see the mud all over them. But again, that's one of those things where, because it says for a bicycle, and it's still rated for the weight that's up there, but because it says that it's a bicycle and not a kayak, it's a fraction of the cost of the kayak racks. It's literally the exact same thing. I looked at them both. They're made the exact same way. They mount the same way. The pulleys are the exact same, but the kayak rack or hoist is like, I don't know, like 50 or 60 bucks a piece. These are like 15 or 20. So there's a way to go. I mean, you will have to put some sort of straps around it because they don't come with anything worth doing that with. But and then I did, just for peace of mind, I did it in the other shop, did it in this shop. But I don't know if you can see up there, but there's another line after the boats are in the air that attached like basically a security cable, just in case something was to give in the middle of the night the pulley slip, the rope that hoists them up slip, anything like that, the boat's not going to come crashing down. It does have a safety chain or cable on there just to make sure. So there's not, as you can see, there is not much in the way of tools in here. That's because my other shop is going to house all the tools for now. Well, it's always housed all the tools. So part of the deal when getting the building was that it was going to have to also have room. I have to kind of share it. So it's got to also have enough room for the wife's Jeep to come in here when she has the top off and the doors off. So that means all my woodworking stuff is over in the other shop, which it's a much bigger shop. And when I moved all this into here, I was able to clean it up as it went. So it's basically like I have 2 new shops now. So that's pretty awesome.
Hooray!
So yeah, this is just what I've been doing. I highly recommend you getting your own toy shed if you can. It's kind of a freeing feeling not to be like knocking over boats trying to get to them. I mean, it probably wouldn't be so bad if I didn't have so many, and there is 2 more in a trailer that I need to sell. Those are youth 14-foot boats, or no, 12-foot boats, but I need to sell those. So they're in a trailer right now. They're not going to be put in here. So yeah, highly recommend getting your own toy shed. Really changes your outlook on life. I mean, it was such a mess over there. I'm sure there's been other videos and pictures that people have saw that how much of a wreck that had gotten to be, but now it's all cleaned up and pretty. This is just waiting for more boats and some fun to be had. So everything is in here where I know where it's going to be. Plenty of room in here to add more stuff and to be able to, you know, do what we want to do. But yeah, this is but yeah, that's that's the shop. That's what we've been doing. But so of course I had to get it all wired up, which, you know, I had to find a guy that could wire it. You know, that was a tough one. So everything's the way I wanted it, you know. So the nice thing was, since I knew what this was going to be used for, instead of just, you know, your typical garage, I could kind of lay it out as I was doing everything for what I wanted it to be. It's kind of it's a nice feeling not to have to think that I have a mixed use kind of building. Like, this is what this is for. So it took me a while to pull the trigger on getting it done, but now that I've actually done it, and, you know, it's nothing fancy, it's nothing elaborate, it's not giant, it's 25 by 20, because that's what would fit between the 2 footprints of the other building. But like I said, it's nothing too incredible. It's not a high dollar building, but it's a life changer. So highly recommend. Get some use out of it soon, and hopefully I can get one of these boats packed up and get out on another trip. See you soon. Just finished up the electrical, doing a little sweeping. Good God.